Hello, second grade friends, and welcome to Number Corner. For Number Corner today, we will be playing the rows and columns game for the third and final time. Remember, we play this game on Seesaw, but we do need our whiteboards, markers, and erasers to write our equations as we play. Take a moment to get your materials right now. You can pause the video if you need to. So when we play the rows and columns game, we play to help us learn more about rectangular arrays. I will remind you how you can play this game by yourself. To play this game, we use a deck of 20 number cards, numbered 1 through 5. Each player will take turns drawing 2 cards and then build an array to match the cards. After that, we write an equation to represent the array. When each player has had a turn, you will compare the number of tiles in the 2 arrays. The player with more tiles wins the game. The winner of the round will score 1 point. We will play 1 round together, and you will play 2 to 3 rounds on your own. Here's an example of how we make rows and columns from the numbers on the cards. When we draw our first number card, we set out that many rows of tiles with 1 tile per row. If we got a 4, we would put out 4 rows with 1 tile in each row. We need to make sure that we push them pretty close together in Seesaw, so we have an array. They should be touching. Then we'll draw our second number card and build that many columns. Remember, a column goes up and down. A row goes across from side to side. Now we can see that there are 4 rows, and each row has 2 tiles. We can also see that there are 2 columns, and each column has 4 tiles. Now let's play the game. Remember, when we play, we first start by drawing 1 card, and then we build that many rows. Then we draw a second card and add that many columns. Then we write our equation and find the total number of tiles. Let's have our practice round. All right, the first thing we do is we need to pick our characters. This is a tough choice. I think for this round, I'm going to pick Mickey Mouse and Mulan. You can pick whichever character you want. All right, I need to pick my first card. My first card is a 5. What does that tell me? What should I do? If you said, build 5 rows right away, good work. That's the first thing that we need to do. I take my tiles. I'm using my squares to make sure I set everything really close together, right in its own square. 4, 5. All right, I need my second card. What does this second card tell me? If you said this tells me my columns, good work. Now this is a 3. How many more columns do I need to build? Show me in your fingers. If you're holding up 2 fingers, good work. I already have 1, so I only need to build 2 more. If I built 3 more, that would be too many. So let's build 3 more. So I have my first column. Here's my second column I'm starting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I need 1 more column to have my 3 columns all together. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I've built my rectangular array. Now is where you are going to use your whiteboards to write an equation to represent our rows and our columns. What's an equation you could write? Let's look at a few equations you may have written. You may have looked at our rows first. And you may have thought, well, I'm seeing that in this first row, I have 3 tiles. And in the second row, I have 3 tiles. In the third row, I have 3 tiles. In the fourth row, I have 3. And in the fifth row, I have 3 tiles. So you may have written the equation of 3. Can I write it here? I'll write it over here, but I'll erase it. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 15. Good work if you wrote this equation. Is there another equation I could write? Let's think of another way we could write an equation. Instead of looking at our rows, let's have a look at our columns. I see a column of 5. I see another column of 5 and another column of 5. I can write the equation 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. Show a connection if you wrote this equation. All right, let's erase our boards and we'll play for player 2. Now our first card for player 2 shows me a 2. What does this tell me? If you said, this tells me that I need 2 rows, good work. I'll pull over a tile. This will be the start of my first row and my second row. Now let's pull out our second card. All right, what does our second card tell us? If you said it tells us our columns, good work. Now remember, I already have 1 column built. How many more columns do I need to build? Hold up your fingers. You should be holding up 1 finger. I only need 1 more. All right. Now I've built my array. How many rows do we have in this array? We have 1, 2. How many columns do we have in this array? We have 1, 2 columns. Can you write an equation to represent this array? Now, if you wrote the equation 2 plus 2 equals 4, good work. Is there another equation you could write to represent this array? Now, what if I wrote the equation 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4? Is that a correct equation? Yes, absolutely. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 does equal 4. Is this an equation that represents our rows and our columns? It does not represent our rows and our columns, but it is a correct equation. Just like 3 plus 1 equals 4 is a correct equation. But do you see a row of 3 or a column of 1? No. Do you see any rows or columns of 1? No. These are correct equations, but they don't represent our array. So the best equation to represent this array is 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, who's the winner of our game, or of this round? Mickey Mouse, because he has more tiles. Thank you for playing the rows and columns game with me. You can erase your boards and you can play the next 2 to 3 rounds on your own. Choose your characters, pick your cards, and if you want, you can play a bonus round on page 4. Good work, and have fun playing your game. Make sure you turn it in when you're all done to show your teacher that you played. I'll see you next time for Number Corner.